Welcome to Mirth, Magic, and Mayhem, the AARPG's new actual play series using the Dragonbane RPG by Free League Publishing. I'm Nathan, your host, co-GM, and I'll also be playing Brains, the idiot Wolfkin thief. Let's meet my friends and fellow cast members.
I'm Malcolm, your co-GM. I'll also be playing Corinne Rhinesmith, the judgy halfling bard.
Hi, I'm Tyr, and I'll be playing Dane Ringson, a human scatterbrain scholar.
I'm Chris, and I'm playing Sigyn, Elfin Huntress.
Hey all, this is Anthony, and I play Kurgan, and he wants to remind you,
you should go and get stuffed.
Hello everyone, this is Sean. Now we'll be playing Baylor Banefire, a dwarf artisan specialist.
I'm Tim, AARPG's latest temporary double seeker probationary player. I play Quiverwing, the enchanting mallard whose spellbinding plumage shivers like distant lightning on a moonlit night.
Together, we'll explore ancient secrets of a long-forgotten empire, facing challenges and forging our destiny in a world where every castle, cave, and crypt holds the echoes of a bygone era. Get ready for an epic journey filled with laughter, suspense, and unforgettable moments in the Misty Vale.
All right. Hello and welcome to the Advanced Age Role-Playing Gamers podcast. This is episode 13 of our Dragonbane series. We should probably give this series a name.
You listed as indoor-outdoor lights.
But
it was the indoor-outdoor lights. That's the name.
Yeah, Jamie doesn't respect the recording.
That's a perfect
I thought that was the voice of some
for
angel.
a show.
All right.
No, it's the voice of Tammy, not some angel.
Okay. oh no!
I've never seen a leg of bleed before.
This is how I die.
Yeah, so episode 13, playing Dragonbane. We are missing our canons tonight, Quiverwing, so because Tim had to do work or something. Don't you hate when people use that excuse that they have to do work to miss a game? Aren't those people the fucking worst?
So
the worst.
weird.
Oh, God, I fucking hate them. This
People
is
have
so
children to
annoying.
feed and bills to pay. Are such pricks.
But look, we got Tony tonight.
Hey, everybody.
But Malcolm's running the game. I just had to give Tony some shit because I miss him and I love him. And rub his head with my,
love is a strong word.
with my hand
really.
and other parts of me.
You have
We all survived our Geek Weekend.
Yeah,
Yes,
we
we did.
survived our weekend.
did we?
I
think the listeners would like
That's true.
to know what Geek Weekend was all about. I know I would.
No.
Well, you've never attended really, Tony. So
Hate corns. This was
Hate
the
corns,
hate
Jesus.
corn weekend.
Hate corns. Oh my freaking.
What happens with the hate corns stays with the hate corns.
Better.
Yeah, there's
I brought
nothing
some
being
home
out in
with
the
me.
woods, folks, and
I'm gonna
having
bring
a
my
great
own hate corns.
wind come across and getting beamed by a acorn from a tall ass
No,
tree.
a hate corn.
But yeah, Geek Weekend was fun. By the time you're listening to this, we're probably already planning or maybe already
We're at the second one.
Our
We're
next
actually right
one.
now at the second one.
Probably.
That's an honest thing to
that was
say,
our,
Nathan.
I think that was our 10th anniversary of
Something like that, yeah.
You should probably verify that. I don't.
10 year. We missed a couple of years because of the pandemic and all that shit. But it was, I think it's 10 years from the first one at least. So that's a pretty good.
That's not bad, man.
Pretty good track record, and we made most of those
So we'll
years.
make next year the official 10th.
That'd probably be better.
Are you gonna show up this time?
Or it could be 10 part 2.
Tony, Chris and Tony, you gonna show up?
You know what?
I don't know if Tony's
I will
going.
go. As
right.
long as Sousa's not, I will go.
Okay,
As Tony has another stiff trick, yeah, I'll go. Yeah, sure.
we will drink you under the table, Tony.
No, I don't know.
That man is a fucking professional. Okay, he's
has a lot of
practically got a
hate.
union card. Just
This is all I got.
That's all I have left in my life.
that's all he has left in his bar because he drank.
Yes,
Yeah, that's true.
So the only thing I'll say about Geek Weekend is if you have a group of friends and you're spread out throughout whatever country you're in, and you still talk to them and whatnot, just make a plan and execute the plan of getting together once a year. Doesn't have to be all of you. Just as many folks as you can in one place for, a day to a weekend, a week, whatever you can muster. But just make those connections, get back face to face once a year, and it is so special, and it really rejuvenates every part of me, every orifice. It's awesome.
Whoa.
So it's
like a hycalonic, basically.
You just
exactly.
ruined it,
Yeah,
Nathan.
yeah.
You ruined it.
With a little gargling. It's okay.
But yeah, so highly recommend it.
I especially like the cuddling.
The cuddling was
Cuddling
good.
was good.
Yeah. That's so good. So
Holding
warm.
them there mountains.
But yeah, so on to the game. We're playing Dragonbane.
Dragonbane.
Malcolm is running right now.
Malcolm.
And I think we are heading towards a cave, a deep, dark hole.
So, as our party emerges from leaving the lake and going and continuing the journey through the Iron Forest, once again the forest continues onward, but it seems to continually to elevate as they break out of another opening in the trees. They can see a series of hills rising up before them. Still more forest beyond that, but a large number of hills that seem to be, in their path heading westward towards this mysterious oracle. You can see some sheep on the top of the hill that sort of crested and go over on the other side, but other than that, there is nothing else notable that you've encountered once you've emerged from this part of the wood. The Iron Forest goes all the way to the mountains, but there are breaks of small fields and occasionally like these treeless hills that probably have either been created by some cultivation or some period during the Dragon Emperor's reign back in ancient times. But, once again, you are there. It's just a short break, and you can continue on your journey west. You can choose to go back down along the valleys of the edge of the hills into the forest, or use the hills as a lookout point to see further around your journey.
What would be most advantageous to the trackers?
The hills would be the best for giving us sightlines to what might be around us and what dangers might be ahead.
The only problem with the hills is that we can also be spotted from further away.
Are we trying to sneak up on the oracle?
As you say that, Dane stumbles while he's reading and walking, wearing glinting gold chainmail in the sunlight. What?
If the oracle's any good, they'll know we're coming.
Yeah.
Everyone agrees. I mean, it's their job, literally, to know. I mean,
all right.
The valley would also be more arduous, I would believe, than the hilltops.
I will defer to the elf.
Okay. Deferring to Siggy, you guys.
Oh, whatever we need to do, let's do it.
Ascend the green and verdant hill out of the forest. And upon reaching the crest, you can see all around you a sea of trees beyond this hill and more hills rising forward to the west. But there is a small, the best you can call it is maybe a hamlet, between the valleys of at least 4 of the hills. There are a number of sheep, and down the hill from this side, you can see a shepherd. They are moving these sheep along, from leading them away. So, and that's what you have it. But surrounding all of these hills is the continuing dark, twisted wood of the Iron Forest, going all the way to the mountains to the west.
Anybody want mutton?
I think the shepherd might have something to say about that.
Mutton and turnip stew.
If people do travel these hills looking for the oracle, as the oracle is famous, the people in the hamlet might know.
Yes, let us venture forth to the hamlet then and inquire about more specific directions than roughly that way.
So it takes little less than maybe an hour and a half before you can reach the outskirts of we'll call it hamlet, a series of small houses, some small stone walls, enclosures, and paddocks. Obviously designed for sheep to be held, but most of them appear to be mostly empty, except for maybe some of the more, let's just say, ewes that are in their former stages of pregnancies, and some old rams that are in there. But the vast majority of them appear to be empty. You do see near the center of the small hamlet there are people there, and you can smell there is a smell of bread and maybe of cooking mutton somewhere.
Oh, a good meal would be lovely.
As you guys, sort of descend towards it, you do notice that people scurry into their houses, some close and shutter their windows, and a few run off the streets and head into the nearby house by being ushered in by whoever's at the door, it seems.
Obviously, they're scared of the dwarves.
I would be too.
And before you know it, it doesn't take long that the streets that once were somewhat, had some activity when you guys arrived, have pretty much emptied. And you find yourself in the central part of this sort of hamlet, doing what's called basically a sheep's well, which basically it's a centralized water well where they water all the sheep that come through. You can tell by all the tracks in the dung that that's what's done here. There is one place that you think might have been some sort of not necessarily inn, but maybe some sort of tavern. But the sign outside that was apparently hanging has been broken. You don't know what the name was or what the symbol was, but the sign itself appears to have been broken into pieces and shattered and no longer out there. One of the doors of that particular building opens up, and a man carrying a wood axe steps out.
Hello, sir. We have an inquiry for you. We won't take much of your time.
Yes?
We've come looking for sheep's clothing.
He sort of cocks his head. Oh, you mean something woven? This is Weaver's Hollow. We do sell things that are woven.
Well, you never seen a Wolfkin in sheep's clothing?
Oh, who let him talk today?
Jeez. My screen isn't frozen. This is just my current emotional state.
Roll for initiative.
Really? Also, besides warm clothing, we were looking for perhaps a meal and some directions?
So you're not here to rob us? Or steal our children?
I think we would have been a bit less obvious in our approach.
Children are a financial burden on the community.
What? What did you just...
He sort of readjusted his hands on his axe.
You hate children? What?
No, I don't hate children. That's what I was told growing up.
He ate children.
No, he didn't eat children.
I was told that I was a financial burden on the town and that I must go.
You are not the financial burden. You are...
We're here to eat your children and be a financial burden.
That's why they gave me...
Could we just get some food and, something to drink and maybe...
You come to eat our children and what?
No, we haven't.
Be a financial
don't listen to them. Don't listen to them.
Burden.
Don't listen to them. They're delirious from lack of food and drink. We need to sit down and get our wits about us.
I could eat. He's right. I could definitely eat. Yeah.
I can tell you this. We have no drink. That's all been taken.
By whom?
There's some food that we found, that we have. Bandits came through, demanding all kinds of things. We gave them what they could. But we don't know the answer. And then they took Rorik.
Warwick? Who is Warwick?
No, Wieland. He's only 6 years old. He's Andros and Mura's child.
Apparently a burden to the village.
They said if we don't come up with the gold, they will feed him to the wolves or something.
I look at Brains and point.
I go, but we don't have anything as of yet. The wool has not even been sheared. And that won't be until much later in the season when we go into outskirts to exchange for money. And most of what has been saved, what we got together is 5 gold, is a total of 3 gold, and a lot of copper that won't even make enough to satisfy them. We didn't tell them at the time, of course. We didn't all have it. But they took that child.
Who were these bandits?
Well, they didn't actually give their names. They don't do that. It's a part of banditry to go, oh, hello, I'm a bandit. Here's my name and where I'm staying.
But in the books, bandits always have a fancy name for their company, like the Deadly Razors or the Smelly Boot Gang, something like that.
Well, in that case, we just call them the
Purple
Dirtbag
Starfish
Irregulars
or something.
Oh, well, I mean, that's a fine name.
It satisfies your need to know a named bandit.
He's writing it. He's writing it down in his book.
Bandits would be seeking gold from a simple, shepherd village in the middle of nowhere.
Oh, Weaver Hollow's not in the middle. It is kind of in the middle of nowhere. Yeah, well, pretty dumb bandits, we think. I think they were just passing through, but needed money for some reason. The only town is outskirts out here in the wilderness in the Misty Vale.
Kurgan's trying to take notes to impress his comrades, but while he's doing it, he realizes he can't actually read or write, so he's just drawing childlike pictograms to keep along.
I follow along. This looks perfectly reasonable to me.
I mean, would you like some assistance getting your child back?
These bandits, how many were in their number?
Yes, but where to start? I think that Andros and Mura are going to go and ask the Oracle if she'll come out. It's not likely. Only on special days does she come out.
Who is
But
she?
perhaps if they leave an offering that she finds worthy, you can see them. They're at the end of the lane. Well, that's where their house is. I think he's propelling the ram now.
The Oracle, then. She's close.
The cave is close. She is never really very close at all.
I don't know what that means.
She's here, but not here. Her eyes are here looking, but she is not here.
She has much in common with you, Brains.
Ooh, I'm getting a headache. I'm getting angry.
Which direction are these bandits?
We don't know. That's where Mura and Andros are going to go ask the Oracle. Or beseech the Oracle. But I don't know if she'll answer them.
Again, what sort of bandits were they? How many? Were they human? Were they...
Oh, there were 6 of them. One of them was a dwarfling. Another looked more like a cat on 2 legs. Oh, maybe it was a wolf. I don't know. Maybe he had mange. It was kind of very weird. But you can see through a door from behind a bar when they're smashing up your, crocs and stuff, and stealing your kegs, and shooting arrows, and taking the arrows back, of course, because they can't afford to lose arrows. Obviously cheap bandits. Maybe they're new to this. Anyway.
Maybe we should talk to the family.
Yes, before they leave.
This guy's making my head hurt.
Would you show us?
Hey, go down there. There's only like 10 houses in this. Just the house on the end.
Very well.
Oh, the one with the crosswise thatch roof. They're kind of weird. There's been a whole entire village meeting about that. But the weirding woman said it's fine, so we'll leave it be.
Perhaps at the very least we can help aid them in their journey to the Oracle, providing some measure of security to them.
Of course.
Or we could
course,
perhaps
why not?
rescue the child and gain the 3 gold that this town has already collected.
Yes, that would be good.
You would take this obviously poor town, you take their gold?
Karen goes, you do realize that most hamlets are poor, right?
I mean,
it's like they need that to be, just part of the character. A charm. Makes them rustic.
A charm
If you take away that rustic, they just become villagers.
Yes, and we have expenses, very, very serious expenses we must maintain.
You can't maintain that gold chainmail running around here and just not bleeding villages of their last bit of money,
Gold
leaving them
chainmail is
impoverished.
horrible.
And maybe with that 3 gold, we can hire the child to be our porter.
If at least
we literally have a donkey that carries a ton of turnips. We don't need anybody
use a
carrying.
child servant.
And besides, you're so good at carrying things and moving heavy stuff.
That donkey looks so sickly.
That donkey is not sickly.
I'm not touching that donkey.
Saw that donkey absolutely demolished the last bandit we saw.
It did stomp a cultist to death.
I think that's the least of the things it did
And
that
luckily
day.
we shoot it on before it ate him. I mean, we did, I don't know. I think the donkey is fine.
It's probably the first carnivorous donkey I've ever met, but...
Well, apparently you don't get around.
How many donkeys do you speak to on a regular basis?
Oh,
it's a number higher than 1. We'll never get there.
Being difficult.
He's trying to count. Let's go. So, heading down the lane and going to the last house with the crosswitch thatching, you do find a couple which appear to be wrestling with a large ram, who they've covered they basically wrapped his horns in ribbons, and are trying to secure a bell on him, but he's not particularly cooperating. And they both have bloodshot eyes, vary from crying and so forth, and seem exhausted. And eventually the woman just gives up and sits down in disgust and weeps in her hands, much to husband's surprise as the ram now takes the opportunity to break loose and go running off into the field. He starts to chase it and then stops and turns back around and then notices you. With a start. Ah!
I'm going to say, friends, I've read a lot of books on the subject. That looks like a grieving set of parents about to go throw their lives away trying to rescue their child.
Should we offer to catch that ram for our gold?
Let's just go.
Hello, friends. Hello. The grumpy old man with the axe sent us.
Oh. Foam? Well, that makes... Does he... yes, that makes sense, I suppose.
We understand you've suffered a
Can I help
tragedy.
you with travelers? You're looking for an antidote? What?
Well, actually, we were going to offer to help look for your child.
Oh. Do you know where Rorik has been taken? Do you know of these bandits?
No, we came asking this.
Have you seen him?
We came asking the same question. Please don't get ahead of yourself.
Young, small child. He's only six.
I understand
summers he has lived.
I understand what that is. A child looks like.
Oh, that's a
we
good
just
start.
rolled into town. We don't have any
What is
more
that?
information.
I don't know. Just be very still around it. Yes.
I don't
Is
know. Please just don't pay attention what it's doing to your ram. Just
No.
it's
And the miserable beast is just eating something out of the front lawn. We were going to... Well, you should be drinking out of that bucket. You realize it's for the tannery. Okay.
he's partially leather anyway. It's fine.
Okay. But, yes. But we just need to...
Look, can you tell us anything about the bandits? Where they went? Where they took your child? Any information?
There was at least 6 bandits. One of them, he looks over at Brain, was a Wolfkin, but not one in good condition. His fur was matted, and I think he must have lost his tail, or at least had all the fur pulled off of it.
So in much the same condition as our friend here.
No, he looks quite noble, except for that wooden hat he's wearing.
Brains is quite well groomed.
Clunk, clunk, clunk.
They actually don't even notice that. But they do say, no, not tall and well kept. He was mangy and sickly. They all looked a bit disheveled, and that was why we thought maybe they needed help. What they wanted was our gold. We didn't have any. We haven't done any sharing. And right now, we're still in the process of just collecting enough urine to begin the tanning. Last year was overall cured.
Is that what the donkey
That's
is?
just, yes, that's the piss bucket that's going around town. Pot to piss in, kind of thing. And he just drank it. So we'll have to wait on those vests, I guess.
I can imagine a large belch from the donkey at this point.
Yes, it has belched loudly. And seems very disappointed the bucket is empty. Scowls at you all for making it not there being more urine that he can drink.
How long has the child been gone?
Oh, Andros and Mura say he's been gone for about a little more than a day now. Or a day and a night.
Do you know which direction they seem to have gone from?
No, that was the thing. Well, they rode off over the hills, and perhaps maybe one of the shepherds know. But Edie and Jess or Duff have not returned back today. They weren't expected to, I suppose.
To the north, to the south, to the west?
To the west. But
being that I'm sure you're familiar with the terrain in this area...
There is forest all around us.
But could you suggest perhaps find places to camp in the area? I'm sure the bandits would likely have taken residence in one of those.
We don't go camping in the woods. It's full of dangers. Yes, definitely dangers. There are, no disrespect, elves who do not want us there. And creatures like the Nightkin who move throughout the land. We don't go into the woods. I mean, it's possible that the shepherds will know. But we will not.
How would we find these shepherds?
Yes.
Well, you can
I'm sure we could knock on any one of the doors in the village here.
Oh, no, they don't live in the village. They're shepherds.
Yes. Tell us how to find one of these shepherds who
you
might
just
know.
go out in the hills. You should see a herd. But they might know. But we thought, instead of trying to find them, we would go... And Murder goes, we could ask the oracle. Perhaps maybe she will emerge and tell us. She'll come to the edge.
Oracle at?
They look at each other and go, in the cave, the oracle's cave.
Okay. And the shepherds know where that is because we're jumping around, it seems.
Yes, everyone who is from or has been around Weaver's Hollow knows where the Oracle Cave is.
Okay. So would maybe the shepherds saw where the boy was taken, perhaps too?
Perhaps they do, but
okay.
They are a little bit rough around the edges.
The shepherds or the bandits?
Oh, the Andrews goes, well, a little both, but they are not related. I mean, the shepherds are a little thing because they don't really talk to people very much. They're kind of isolated and out there. It's only them and sheep and occasionally maybe I think Jess has a dog. Oh, yes, Jess has a dog, so I guess it's him and his dog, but the rest are just out there with the sheep. Alone. Get kind of weird. Yes, definitely odd.
I imagine. Well,
what are you suggesting?
Isolation makes some people insane. Well, they have no any type of contact with anybody that can talk to them back. And they start talking to sheep and all kinds of things. That's what we're suggesting.
Will you excuse us for a second? I'd like to confer with my colleagues.
Okay, mind the dung.
Huddle up.
Mind the dung. Oh, yes, I don't want to get it on me.
Ladies, lads, ducks, what would you say? Should we not rescue this child for this poor and hapless village?
Oh, I don't see why not.
Why wouldn't we not rescue the child?
Children are a financial burden on society.
Yes, but the thing is they also are an asset that can be exploited.
So taking that out of the equation, wouldn't you say that, let's say they weren't a financial burden, would they be worth rescuing?
Well, children with parents are often worth more than other children.
You have a very frightening background.
So you have to understand this child provides needed labor, and without this labor, this family will suffer.
No,
it is 36, though.
I understand. I agree. I think we should save this poor child.
Okay, then, yes. Let's go.
I think.
But first I must dandy myself up, but yes.
Yes, nothing like looking good when rescuing a shepherd. I don't even know if there's shepherds.
I need to find a smithy and get some of that essence upon me.
Do you think this hovel actually can?
You already smell like a smithy, sir.
Quillwing goes, well, look, I'm going to go find out who this weirding woman is and talk to her.
I don't have anything.
All right, well, let us go, and we will gather.
You go find the shepherds, and we'll meet back here.
Oh, let's go forth.
Sounds good.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'll go with him. It seems very more in town kind of thing.
You just don't want to go into the
I just spent so many weeks in a forest which has absolutely, as I recall, no markets.
Fine,
no
keep the donkey then.
Ooh. Sure, we'll keep the donkey.
Mm-hmm. And we'll look at miserable beasts like, keep an eye on them.
He belches again.
Yes.
What's that smell?
I don't know, but it was partially visible.
Yeah, let's go talk to the perverts in the hills.
So with a search that lasts about maybe like an hour and a half, actually, of going up there, you do find two men who are standing amidst a whole bunch of sheep. And they appear to be arguing with one another and have, shepherd's crocks out raised in anger. One appears to be quite young. You would say like maybe he just might be 10, and the other one looks quite old, like he might just be 100.
They're probably arguing over whose turn it's going to be.
It's my turn. Give me my gums back. What?
And they, as you approach the sheep, begin to shift and move in some large manner and sort of almost part and scatter a little bit. And they seem not to notice until you're almost upon them. The boy turns around, raises it, and sort of lowers his crook, accusingly pointing at you. And the older man just sort of turns, putting his crook down on the floor, looking at you.
Greetings, friend. We come.
Ghost of the forest.
What? I am not a ghost of the forest. I am a dwarf.
You know I'm pale, but I'm not that pale.
I'm covered.
Shut up to the dwarf forest.
Oh, please. We have questions for you.
The young man seems to be very, very upset. It just sort of looks gives him a little side look and goes, well, you're not bandits. And you're not shepherds.
We
What
have
do you want?
questions. This is so rude, I swear. We are looking for a boy that is allegedly taken by bandits. And an
Really?
oracle. And an oracle.
Warwick. His name is Warwick.
Was he taken by a bandit or an oracle?
He was taken by bandits.
The old man goes, "Oh, that is a very important distinction. And the oracle, back in the day, was known to take sacrifices of mortal men. Fuck. But few venture there due to the rumors of an ancient horror that dwells in the depths of the caves."
They haven't met our donkey yet.
It's certainly possible that the bandits took the child to be a gift to the Oracle as well. We weren't the only ones seeking out the Oracle.
That's true. But the question remains, have you seen bandits come by here? Traces of them, tracks, anything?
No, Jess came by a couple of yesterday afternoon and said there was bandits in the hollow.
Yes, and
Those are the ones.
They stole a boy.
"Oh," says the old man. "Couldn't steal this one. That's a pity."
Ooh, snap.
That boy looks at him and goes, "I really hate you, grandfather."
He looks to be a little too old.
Thank you.
So perhaps I believe you would know these woods very well, given your...
Indeed, says the old man. "The iron woods are full of secret and darkness. Many things reside underneath the branches. There is a lake that is black as night, and a tower covered with trees.
Yes,
In
we've seen
there,
it. It's
a
very
mad
nice.
wizard.
We saw him
He's
too.
only mad if you don't bring him cake.
And then, of course,
Bring him cake,
by the full
and he'll be
moon,
fine.
The cake
he goes, after the full moon, there is the new moon, and the new moon there brings the blood tree."
Oh, God.
Blood
Remember
tree.
a blood tree?
This just gets worse and worse.
"Oh, you would know it if you saw it, glowing red like fire, but no golden light, just red blood glow. Its wicked eyes. You strike its roots and blood springs forth, and it's full of skulls, and it laughs hideously.
Wait, it's a tree. How does it have eyes?
Some say it's a demon trapped within the tree that's only allowed to spring out when it's the darkest of nights. When the moon is so young, it provides no light to the world, and the night is its deepest."
Okay.
Ooh, boy.
So, that said...
Oh, we do have a couple of actual shelters at the edge of the woods that may have been used by occasional bandits from time to time.
Where would those be?
At the edge of the woods.
Could you maybe show us?
Well, it's a secret. The boy goes, "There's one about half a day that way. One about half a day that way.
I'll
near
mark
the
these
woods,
on the map.
on the edge of the woods. We don't have any towards the Oracle.
Okay.
Which way is towards the Oracle?
Yes.
That way.
The Oracle's cave.
Yes.
I'll show him the map. It was like, would it be...
And he marks it there.
Okay.
Right there. Short walk from here. Not
Oracle's
really a short walk,
cave.
but I mean, it's only long because sheep don't really walk very fast.
Okay.
So are these shelters to the west?
No, they're all to the east. East and north.
We bloody well came from the east and north.
Well, it doesn't mean you saw it. Could have been secret. I mean, the one to the, I guess, is the one there is the one to the east. Looks more like a cave with a bunch of rocks covered with trees. But it does make a good shelter for a good number of sheep when it's raining and storming. And you can sit on top and get wolves from there. The old man goes, "I never use that one. It's too close to the heart of the iron forest. That way is the black lake that is like a mirror of darkness, and a tower covered with trees with a mad wizard."
It's not so bad once you're inside it.
He's not that mad. He's mad that you don't have cake.
Ooh. Oh. Oh.
If you bring
Might
him
have
cake, he'll probably sell you a candle.
He has a very fine selection.
I have one or two in a bag here somewhere.
Great to know. Candle. Well, the boy goes, "Well, anyway, they're used basically seasonally, depending on the weather and the time of year. That's why we go, the one in the east and one in the north. Normally, for wintering, it's going to be back in the paddocks for the sheep, so it's just for the summer and spring."
Now, positionally speaking, is the Oracle off to the west from where we are at the moment?
Is where?
Is the Oracle off to the west?
Yes. But not very far. Just over that hill, and then you'll see the caves. And you'll know the cave of the Oracle. It'll have the path. It has been here. The old man goes, it has been here before men were here in the Misty Valley. Only then, he looks at you, where the elder kin were here only. And Gatchi was here, even before the Dragon Emperor. Old is she.
So I'm going to whistle sharply and call the Foxy Dune to me.
Okay.
And
well, that does not go well as far as the sheep are concerned. And suddenly, with the scattering, there is the shepherds are off, rushing and running, trying to catch their sheep. The boy
trying to bore me anyway.
The boy does try to get a sling, but he's too busy trying to catch sheep, so they just end up leaving as their sheep scatter to several directions, and there's cursing and shouting as the fox comes bounding up.
Perfect. So, Idun, might you have noticed signs of those who might not smell so much of sheep and sheep dung pass through the area? And if so, could you perhaps lead us that way?
He sort of cocks his head and then slips down the hill, just directly south at first. And then as the hill sort of ends in a sort of small, sort of shallow valley that is not too overgrown, he starts heading west.
So I'll turn back to the rest of the party and say, you can continue on with these.
Well, it's kind of hard for them because they've literally just had to go running after the sheep after a fox came bounding through the thing.
I'm talking to the party.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so you can either spend your time with these folks. I'm going to go on a hunch.
I'll follow you.
Okay.
I'll follow. I mean, I kind of want to go to the Oracle, but yeah, if you want to try and save this kid first, that's fine too.
They seem roughly in the same direction, so
it is a little less than maybe a half an hour before he comes to a place and begins to sort of like whine a little bit. He seems uncomfortable, but continues forward, and then you see up ahead there is yet another hill rising, but on the side of the hill there is a great opening, a wide cave.
Okay, well, before advancing further, I will look for any other signs of passage through the area.
Well, why don't you give me a bushcraft for tracking, or you can do some of that.
Probably bushcraft. Ooh, made it by one.
The one thing you have noticed is that there are tracks, but you don't know exactly what they are, and that a number of the broadness of this sort of like valley leading towards the cave. You can tell that the soil is very shallow, that there's probably almost like, and you do see it occasionally, large paving stones that apparently were here at one time. They've long since been overgrown and covered with dirt. But you don't find any definitive people tracks, but something else, like maybe something was dragged, you're not really sure.
So things seem to have passed here recently.
Yes.
Well, friends, I've seemed to have found a trail of something passing through here recently. Whether it's the bandits or not, I cannot say.
Does this correspond to anything on my map? Like the Oracle's Cave?
Basically, yes, this seems like a map is to be exactly where the Oracle's Cave is, either rather close or right here. You know.
So does the trail go into the Oracle's Cave? Is that what your fox is telling you there?
Well,
it's generally towards.
Generally towards, but I think as far as what she knows, as far as the paved stones under the earth, they do head directly towards the Oracle Cave. Oh, it's the cave, sorry. Which we'll call the Oracle Cave now because I've given that away.
It's had a trail to it, so I mean.
Which is a dark hole wide enough for several people to walk abreast into its opening. Gaping down into the earth itself.
I'll go down.
A cold breeze blows and flows up from that cave.
I suggest we not rush into it and approach with caution.
No, of course, my good man. Now, please, who do you speak to? Of course, I'll be cautious.
What does caution?
Perhaps you would not rush in, but I'm.
And what does caution look like?
Caution looks like
What Balor?
what's that skill? Seamanship. No, sneaking. What is it? Sleight of hand? No, that's not it. What is the
Bluffing?
Awareness. That's it.
Awareness is for making. Okay, yeah, you can.
No, is that right? Spot hidden. Actually, it would be spot hidden because I'm looking for traps and things like that.
Okay.
So
Why don't you give me a spot hidden roll then?
I will. My
See if
spot
you're
hidden
looking
skill
for
is
something.
12. Since none of my skills ever go up, ladies and gentlemen, because I never roll. And I rolled a 3, so I rolled under. I'm good. And did I notice anything out of sorts?
Well, yes.
What is this?
Just inside the entrance of the cave, you can see what appears to be an old and quite sturdy wooden sort of like sort of primitive stone altar. There are small bowls filled with fruit and maybe pieces of dried meat that line the stone shelf near the entrance.
Is this the Oracle's chamber, I'm assuming?
This is just the cave goes onward. You just is like the
Okay,
entrance.
so this is just
But you also notice on the floor there are several trails of blood in the tunnel.
Oh. My good friends.
Fresh
Come in.
or
In various stages of.
But there's some blood. Some is fresher than.
You
Yes.
think fresh.
Wait a minute. I taste it. Make sure it's not, no. That's,
Make sure it's not cocaine.
Not
This is-
cocaine.
Not cocaine. This is
Not cocaine blood this
This
time.
is not cocaine blood, unfortunately.
Moving on.
I'll get a good whiff of the blood.
Are fruit still fresh? Or?
Yeah, you smell it, but the fruit, some of it is like, you say no more than, like, 'cause it appears to be, it appears to be apples that have been here a while.
Okay.
The grapes are gone. Basically, there apparently there's other fruit here that's been snatched away, but the apples have but they've been here for a bit of time, and the
Okay.
dried meat has been here as well. You think the meat wasn't this dry when it was left, but it seems odd that no animal brave enough to come up. And you notice the fox will not go over into the cave. He
interesting.
stops and does not go near it. But that's probably his reaction he doesn't know interest in entering the cave, and the meat probably was fresh and was left here, but has just nothing has
Desiccated.
touched it and desiccated.
It seems like nothing has been interested in the sacrifices. Offerings, I
Yes.
should say.
So we should follow the blood trail farther into the cave.
Yeah, so I've got the scent now.
Okay.
And I spent the willpower point, so yeah, I should be able to. Guys, I think I can follow this scent. I can't see.
And-
Someone will have to carry a torch, but I can follow the scent.
And Brain,
Yeah.
you've tracked many animal and man. This is some sort of humanoid. You're not always sure if it's you don't think it's animal.
Yeah, I think it's some sort of dirty human.
Do we hear any unusual noises coming from the cave?
Just the wind coming from the depths of the earth, cold and slightly moist.
we have no indication that the child was taken here, but it seems like a likely place.
This might be his blood.
We must check it out.
If at the very least, we can ask our questions.
Exactly. You and I are of a mind. Shall we venture forth?
I'm all for it.
Yes, let us.
Okay.
Forward you go into darkness.
I'll light a torch. I'll light a.
Oh, that would be useful.
Yeah,
Okay.
we also
say.
light a torch.
Oh, all right, okay. It was just like, and you don't get far.
Torches go out.
I stay low to the ground so I can kind of make sure I'm staying on the trail.
Okay.
I stay low to the ground because I'm a halfling.
I like it when we see eye to eye.
Oh God. That gives me no comfort. All right.
What? It's funny.
Okay, Dad.
Well, the tunnel continues. I mean, who is carrying a torch just so I can make
I
some
will
sort of
carry a
lighting
torch.
source?
So
Dwayne is carrying a torch for me.
So Dane is carrying a torch. And no one else.
I would be as well if none of the others seem to wish to soil their hands with it.
It may be advisable that those two who are using two hands to use weapons shouldn't be the torch bearers, but that's just me talking.
That was my mindset as well, but everybody else is hesitant.
Who else is going to carry it?
Yes, exactly.
Okay.
We don't trust brains with fire yet.
Mm-hmm. And Balor and Corgan did not volunteer to carry.
I will carry a torch.
Okay, if you carry a torch, then I'll have my bow ready.
And if Corgan hasn't just fucked off into the woods.
I think he's having an Edmonds. All right. We can ask him once he comes back on if he wishes to take
ice cream.
Ice cream.
Probably ice cream on top of Entenmann's.
Caramel chocolate cheesecake. Yummy.
So
I will hold the spoon.
So not the torch.
I'll hold the torch. Do we have enough torch bearers?
We do. We have plenty of torches. Yes.
Yes, they would love for you to be a torch
I shall draw
bearer.
my sword.
So you can carry a sword and a torch.
Brilliant. So now the ranged people can have their arms ready.
Yes.
Yeah, I've got the warhammer and the shield.
Okay.
Out.
What is your order going into the caves? Just so I have an idea. You can. It's wide enough that in the entrance for you guys to walk abreast, but after descending down into the area past the stone, little stone offering tables, there's an open cave mouth that's not quite as wide, but still, does offer some space. It's about maybe 2 meters wide. So that's about 6 feet in American wide.
So I will go in first.
Okay.
I guess I really have to go second just to make sure we're on the trail.
Okay. I'll go third.
Okay, so your light source will go third. And that will leave Balor and Dane. With Balor in the middle, we say. At fourth. And Dane bringing up the rear, or vice versa?
I'll bring up the rear.
Okay. And you plunge into the darkness.
We'll be moving. Yes, we'll be moving forward carefully and listening for any disturbances. And I will just keep looking at the trail to make sure we're following, 1, the blood trail, and 2, if there's any other fresh indications of other occupants.
Okay. And Tony, can you do me a favor and just roll me a 4-sided die and give me a result? No particular reason.
Pay it no mind.
Pay it no mind.
1.
Very well. Thank you. That was very interesting. Okay. So, anyway. You proceed in. The tunnels run deep in this place, into the rock slope itself, and sort of going beneath the hill into what appears to be a steep downward sort of direction. Actually, it sort of just goes plunging further down. It's not unnavigatable, but it is definitely a steep sort of plunge as far as it is cold and noticeably damp. Your torches provide the only light in this area, in this actual cave. There is also this sort of, you can occasionally hear dripping water and a very musty smell that seems to permeate. It seems more like, I'd say, Dan, you would think more like algae as opposed to like out in a pond as opposed to anything else. That's the thing that's really curious about the passage.
Okay. Do I know any history about this oracle?
You can give me a myths and legends, I suppose.
I rolled a 3 on my 14, so yes.
There is a sort of mixed review of the oracle caves. They're supposed to be winding caves that somehow may even go underneath a portion of the Iron Forest itself, though it is said that few venture in there due to some ancient horror that dwells within its depths, but also there is some age-old creature from before humanity's arrival into the Misty Vale that is said to possess hidden knowledge and great treasures. People call it the Oracle Cave. It is believed that the locals, you rolled really well, that people in the regional area will often beseech the oracle before growth seasons to give an idea what may happen as far as the weather for planting and harvesting. But usually it's particular times of the year perhaps they go to see this oracle, at least according to legend. But it is believed that it even counseled possibly the emperor himself in ancient times.
Excellent. Okay.
Do you relay this, or?
I'll relate some of it as I remember it. As she is ancient. I mean, before before the Dragon King, before the Dragon Empire. I mean...
Yes, and as you head down the cave, you heard a distant noise, something inhuman and grotesque. But after a while, you begin to realize it could be that belching donkey way back at the entrance of the cave somehow. But anyway, but you continue for about 10 meters. It's still nothing. A descending cave before it begins to slowly flatten out, at least level out beneath the hill. You know you're probably far under the hill, if anything. But nothing more than that.
Does the cave look like naturally hewn, or is it maybe made by man-made or creature-made? I guess
the cave probably was naturally hewn in some way, but it has been well used by things that may have lived down here,
or by something else.
You can hear certain things occasionally, like a chittering or something, or maybe bats in the distance.
So, am I smelling any other signs of humanoid creatures?
Yes, you do smell that. You're able to occasionally. After a while, you lose it, but you pick up the blood trail scent, continuing you further into the darkness.
So I'm thinking about other than blood, is there any signs of people living down here? Are there sense of food or feces or urine or any of that other stuff that go along with people living in a cave?
No, not that immediately comes to you. If anything, you're a bit surprised at how the cold air blowing through, of how the best word you can say is ventilated, maybe, or the smell of the algae like water or misty sort of musty water is there and permeates. That's probably from some large water source or something, but you don't really smell like urine or feces or something. Nothing's inhabited the nearby entrance of the cave or the cave you're in. And after a while, you come to a place where there's actually small tunnels that open to the north and south. They're cramped and sort of branch off in those directions. They are, they're basically almost like openings in the wall from floor to ceiling, covered with thick white webs. In certain, actually, I'm sorry, not webs, but sort of some strands of webs that are in the wedged between them.
That's comforting. Do we feel any air movement coming from them? Or
yes, you do feel some air moving through it, but the cave continues on past these things now.
The blood trail, does it continue in the main forward?
Mm-hmm.
Through the webs?
No, the webs are in the crevices. You can see
okay.
Nothing out, yes.
So,
the passages look narrow, though, and you probably would have to squeeze in them to get through them if you were to follow those little passages north or south. But there is definitely air moving through them.
It doesn't seem like
that's why you noticed the webs, because they were sort of at the edge, sort of blowing.
Guys, the scent is still forward. We should watch these other passages, but the scent is still forward.
Keep an eye out as we pass.
Okay. As the party goes past, and Dane, you are the last one to pass by it. Mm-hmm. There is nothing that comes or emerges from those crevices, just the air itself blowing. But Brain, you pick the scent up of something definitely that is dead ahead.
Dead or head?
Yeah, phrasing?
Indeed.
Be specific, Dungeon Master.
Siggy, you are the first 10, followed by Brain, and then the light brought by Kurgan. Kurgan opens up sheds light on the chamber. The tunnel opens into a large space
with 2 paths ahead, and there is a dark figure lying on the floor.
So
There's a
both,
pathway.
Dark figure,
like lounging,
like human sized,
No.
boy sized.
reading a magazine.
Human size, you can look it over, I guess. I mean, do you want to look?
I will.
You approach the dark figure on
I
the
will
floor.
tell everyone to keep watch and go. Brains, come ahead with me.
Got my shield, my hammer. Like, okay, I'm gonna smash this thing in the head if it moves.
Yeah, I will keep my bow drawn and march towards it as well.
What is it? Who is it?
It is a dead orc.
Night
He
King.
appears to have had a very terrible end, as his arms and legs have been torn off, and in some places on his body, the bones have been picked clean of all their flesh.
We'll call him Bob.
Well, I don't think the villagers mentioned an orc amongst their number.
They did not. They made no mention of orc at all.
I will examine what's left of this orc. Does he have weapons, pouches?
Insignia.
Banter, just give me a spot hidden, I guess.
Out of an 11. That should be fine. Oh, no. I'm examining a stalactite and pretending it is the orc. I got a 20. This is a fine example of orc craftsmanship.
As you sort of lean down to look at the orc, you notice something flat. You completely like, no, this is dead orc. But look at this. But look at this rock over here, and you seem very fascinated with the rock.
So
I mean, it appears to be a piece of soapstone in the shape of a fish. It's just really amazing.
It looks like a penis.
It looks like a penis, and everybody's like, okay. I don't know what elven penises look like, but it doesn't look like.
Apparently, they're part rock creature.
Rock.
So I will wave the rest forward and.
Okay. There is, I mean, in addition to being there's a large sort of stone column that dominates the center part of the chamber, but there is a passage that goes north and one that goes east. You can faintly hear what sounds like running or rushing water from both directions.
Now, from what we can see here, a corpse aside, does it look like there was a fight here, or does it look like this might have been what caused the blood trail?
This might have been what, well...
So is this what I was smelling?
No.
Yeah, that's what I was asking.
Okay.
Oddly not. Yours continues northward.
So this north passage is the scent continues on. This is not the source of the blood I smelled at the entrance to the cave.
And you're the only one who's going to look at the body. The rest are going to go on.
Well, I mean, can
Can
I notice that she's not doing a great job of examining it?
She seems to have lost interest rather quickly in it, but
I'll examine the body.
I mean, she sort of turns it and moves it around and shoves it offside and goes, "Oh look, soapstone in the shape of a dick."
Do you want spot hidden?
Yeah, spot hidden is what you probably would use. Yes, but yeah, but you can.
I rolled an 18, so no.
Okay. You too look over and go, you know what? That soapstone does look like a serpent.
Well, I'm by the north passageway going, hey guys, this way. Guys.
Maybe I'll
Since I
roll
was covered in
spot
guts, I wanted nothing to do with
Okay,
it.
so you head. So are you heading north?
All right.
Yes.
Or looking at the soap, you take your soapstone dick or possibly twin snakes, stone shape, and head north. God.
If this corpse had any secrets, we were not meant to find them.
You were not meant to find it. The gods have said no. Heading north, it is not long before you can actually hear the sound of rushing water get much louder, and the air becomes even more moist than it was before, as far as a sort of mist. And
Moist.
with as you guys head forward into darkness, you can tell that you're getting ever closer to the water. Only when it's basically the halfling who's behind you with his torch, sort of aside, before you see that there is crossing the tunnel that appears to be a raging black water that disappears into darkness, goes and crosses your tunnel and goes into one like sort of hole in the side as it comes out another and disappears. It is moving swiftly and continues beyond your sight. You'd say it's about almost 4 meters wide. It's quite a big, huge time to get across this swath of water that's moving swiftly. It may not be very deep, you don't think, but it's definitely very swiftly moving.
Is there any other way across? Rocks that you could jump across, or
You could try jumping,
any other way?
swimming.
Is there a landing on the other side?
Oh yeah, the cave continues. You can
Yeah, he
see.
said it's about 4 meters across.
Okay.
Yeah.
Uh,
And just so you know, if you want to try and jump it, so leaping, you would basically, you can horizontally leap like maybe as long as it's like, you can move half your movement and then try a successful acrobatics roll to try and get across it, I guess. That's usually
ooh, I don't like my acrobatics numbers for that.
What's acrobatics?
Acrobatics is the first skill in your skill sheets.
Yeah, I just said that.
Okay. Or you can try swimming, which I believe in your party the only person who has a boon to swimming is not currently here, and is terrible at it.
We should.
My acrobatics is better than my swimming.
Didn't
Maybe we
we
should
tie ropes to each other at the tower? Should we do that again?
Yeah, you've untied those since then, but yes, you have done in the past.
Yes,
No,
let's do
I'm
that.
asking. I'm asking the gang. I'm this brains, but didn't we
can
like
put a-
tie
we can
ropes to
put
each
a
other?
rope
Can we do that
across,
again?
Yeah, we
Certainly
can.
could.
We have
Yeah.
rope.
And like tie something to like one of these rocks on this side, so
Can
in
somebody
case,
get across with a rope?
Hey guys, maybe we could tie the rope to one of those penises you were admiring.
That's a good idea.
Well, they were detachable, so that's terrible.
Don't tie it to mine.
Detachable stalactite.
Yeah.
So yeah, we can go forward. We can attempt
Yeah.
that, or there are other passages we could.
Maybe we try the
Explore.
other passages first.
But the blood was this way.
Across the water?
Well, I mean, it
Goes to the water.
It leads up to the water, right? Right, Malcolm.
You think this leads up to the water? Yes.
Can we see across that the blood continues?
Well, you really haven't been seeing much blood to begin with, but so it's usually like just droplets that he's able to
Oh,
pick
yeah,
up the scent and so
yeah.
forth. So he's got a better chance of it. But you look across and you just see, the other
I
side.
just start
in
tying a rope
darkness.
to myself, and I throw the other end at Corgan, and I start going into the water.
Okay, I do my best to fashion some sort of a pivot so I can help.
Considering your great mariner skills, you're able to tie the knot. And, you brace yourself. You're trying to brace yourself, and
What's
you
your
get into
seaman?
the water.
Give him a seamanship roll.
Give me a seat. So, I'm going to ask for 2 different rolls here.
Okay.
Since you are getting in the water. Let me first start off with a bushcraft roll, because the water is freezing cold, and I
might have to
just
push this.
resist cold, I believe. Let me just see what that hazard looks like for your...
Bushcraft. No, this is like instant fail. Yeah, I know. I failed my bushcraft.
Okay, so you are going to be cold.
Okay.
Okay. And why don't you give me a swimming
Oh, I was
roll
gonna
at a bane?
do acrobatics or something, right? No.
No, you should have jumped if you would,
Oh shit.
as opposed to jump in. So you need to give me a swimming roll at a bane.
No.
Okay.
I guess we start hauling him back in.
So what we're going to do is, because I believe you threw the rope to Corgan.
Yeah.
Corgan, we're going to do a open to opposed strength roll. So you must roll under your strength, and I must roll under the strength of my number.
Wow.
What did you roll?
I got a 3.
That's
Ooh, good.
That's, good.
That's good. So
Yeah.
the rope goes taut.
That's why I
As he
said
is-
wow.
As he's swept under the water and almost away.
I will clearly help pulled him back in.
But having braced yourself properly and prepared, you're able to keep him from being swept away and pull him out of the water. At this time, your condition is you are cold. So, gotta see what they... you can, well, geez.
Yeah, where do I put that?
I'm trying to figure it out. Oh, I'm sorry. You lose, and because you're cold, you lose. Oh, God, Lord, that's terrible. You lose 6 willpower.
Ooh.
And 4 hit points. You can no longer heal these conditions except through magic.
Wow.
You must keep rolling to withstand. So if you continue to stay in the water, which you don't, you basically are cold, and that's what you're doing. You're wet right now. You're cold and wet right now. The only thing that will stop this will be like a campfire to bring up your body temperature. If you get warm, then you can stop having to roll. If you are... normally it's if you're outside and cold, so I'm just going to say, it just says you get cold, so I'm just doing the one time that you're in the water. If you stay in the water, then you would have to roll the next interval. But right now you're just freezing cold, and you take that damage from the cold water, having failed your bushcraft to try and stay warm in that.
It's not good.
So, quick question: was anyone drawing a map?
No, we're just...
Yes, I was.
We're just going a straight line.
Yeah. So no. Well,
But my map, again, was...
Understand.
So this...
being able to draw a map is completely different than being able to read and write. I mean, there's no... I mean, technically, all people read and write this game, but, you know...
Okay, so...
If you want a special thing, you just like, you know, yeah.
I'm just wondering, so we came through the big tunnel. There were paths off to the north and south. We took a north fork here to come to the river.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
There was another Northwood Passage back off the hallway back there.
Yeah, we had to squeeze through.
Yeah, you'd have to squeeze through that one.
If my options are squeeze through or freeze to death and drown in a rapidly flowing river, I might choose the squeezing part, quite frankly. You did not fare so well, my friend.
We could try it.
We could also look at what's the other passages to the south.
The passage to the east, where you also heard water.
We can look to see if maybe there's a more beneficial crossing over there.
Okay.
Well, you stay warm. I will take the torch and.
The torch is still freezing.
Well, no.
No,
he's freezing.
Yeah.
I'll take a torch and go off to. If anyone wishes to explore the eastern passage with me. Anyone?
I'll go with you.
Okay. Thank you for the company.
Okay, so the 2 torches. You just lighting a torch.
Yeah, we just fucking leave them.
Since he already has a torch. If he already has a torch, I'll give it back
I have a torch. I can light it.
Yeah. Okay.
You probably need a campfire to get warm, but yeah. But you and Balor go down, so you go down the other passage, the east, which it goes to the east for a little while and then turns slightly northward, and then once again you see the rushing water. And based on what you say, the water goes through both corridors, you can tell. It's the same river, the same black water that's sheeting in there, and it's cold even when you lean towards it. It too is also about the same distance across, about 4 meters.
So no bridge or easy crossing here either?
No bridge or region crossing, and the passage continues northward in this area. Does it disappear?
Well, Bela, what do you think? Should we return and examine the narrow tunnels?
Yes, let's examine the other tunnels and see what we got.
It is one thing you did not hear. You did not hear rushing water or anything from those narrow passages. So.
The water can't go everywhere. That's what Baylor was thinking. So we'll go check the other tunnels.
Yeah, so we'll go
one
back
of the smaller tunnels.
Yeah, we'll notify the party that the crossing at the east looks much the same as this one.
Okay.
We'll explore the more advantageous path to the back the way we came.
Okay. You're returning and backtracking where you came. You once again come to that junction where you have a tunnel both north and south that are very narrow. Probably the same tunnel is cutting through this one. Mm-hmm. It's one that you will have to. It's very narrow, and you'll have to squeeze through. Probably an acrobatics roll to maneuver through there. If you leave items behind, not counting the weapons in hand, you can gain a boon.
I
roll.
fail my acrobatics roll.
Okay, then you get stuck.
Oh, well, if it looks like I'm going to get stuck, is that tight? I'm not going then. Well,
It's tight.
Oh,
I'm
okay.
saying
I
it's
thought you
tight.
said
You have to get inside. You're making acrobatic roll to sort of shift through there.
Oh, well, I'm not going. Sorry about that. I thought you meant acrobatics, just not to fall on your face.
No, it's just a matter of just squeezing and compressing and shifting
Oh,
and slitting.
this is
through.
beneath me. I am not. This is not what I do. I'm sorry.
There is a watery river that you could cross.
So shit. So
We have to go across the water.
we can take our weapons.
Yeah, basically, if you leave your gear, except for weapons in hand, you can get through. You can make that acrobatics roll at a boon.
Because I don't really. We left most of the stuff on the donkey. I think, like the sleeping pelts and all that crap.
I got like a couple weapons. I'm wearing leather armor. Got a
Do
torch.
we count armor as what we're wearing?
Yeah,
Or?
I imagine
that should be
so.
fine.
Okay,
I
well,
think that's fine. Since you're not counting any weapons in hand as made note of, I'm assuming the armor you're wearing should be fine as well.
well, I mean, I'm willing to give it a shot.
Yeah,
I'll go. I'll strip.
Yeah,
down
let's pull you out, and let me go first.
So they can pull you out. This whole situation of being stuck in there and then pulled you out and then pulling you out has you somewhat frustrated and angry, Sean. Yeah. So Balor is now under the condition of being angry. Oh. Because you're just like you're just trying and you got stuck in. I just want another place besides going to the river.
This is
really angry.
This is ridiculous. We should have just gone across the water.
It's like a weird dwarf getting angry at getting stuck in the rocks. But anyway,
better than this. Some of these plebeians I'm with don't know how to properly search.
Look at this shitty castle or the cave system.
This cave system's inferior. It's beneath me. Why did we even come here?
Most caves
with
are
a
beneath
boon.
us.
Actually, I made it either way. As I rolled with a boon for acrobatics to squeeze through, and I squoze.
Okay.
Sure, I will go next then.
And you can help one another, just so you know. But I don't know if you have kind of skills to be able to do that.
I just yank and pull and.
All right. So you said we'll have as a boon. You said.
Yes, if you just
Thank
leave.
God.
If you
hit it on the nose.
So, what you missed, Dane, is that they tried the Eastern Passage and it turned northward, and it also has the river crossing it as well. So they decided to backtrack to those small, narrow passages which you have to sort of squeeze and compress your body into, that you can get through, and because they didn't hear the river, and that is what they're attempting to do now. It does make it difficult as far as like the torches. That is a very difficult sort of thing. You sort of have to almost extinguish them if you're going to be able to maneuver properly.
It gets better and better.
So it's just crawling through darkness. Occasionally,
I'll put my circlet on.
Okay. So in order to maneuver through it, you must make an acrobatics roll.
Damn it.
If you leave most of your equipment, with the exception of the weapons you're carrying and your armor and so forth, like extra backpack
That's what I'm
things
doing.
you have to leave, you can do that. You can make that acrobatics roll at a boon. You can help other people.
Get stuck.
Yeah.
Okay.
I definitely will leave extra stuff.
I am not doing this. Get me out of here.
So if we help him, does he get another boon?
Yeah, if you help him, he gets another boon. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. So,
So
I'll
is it-
reach
is it up
back
to
in
me
and
now?
try and like
I
dislodge
have a
his
freaking
foot.
acrobatics
and-
of 5.
What's your swimming?
4.
So you can push it too. So
Let's think about this before we go any further. Okay. Yeah.
yeah. So
You can help. That's one thing it says. You can help. Another acrobatics roll can be made each stretch. So when I worry about that, but others can help. And if you get stuck or fail, if you get fail and get stuck, you do suffer a condition each time.
I don't want to keep doing this. I've already said that I'm done. You guys can go. I'm staying here. Fuck this. He's done. He's like, Balor Banefire, refuse to proceed down. You may go. I would rather sink to the bottom of that river than proceed down this stupid ass tunnel and this shittily designed cave system with these this plebeian tap.
While he's
I'm
doing
done.
all that, I pull a syringe out and I'm like, Hannibal, I have to knock him out. There's no way we'll get him on the plane.
Being in the medieval period, it's simply just a rock.
How did I get on the other side of this crevasse? I don't remember coming in.
So, for those, so far it's Brain and Siggy who have entered this thing and wiggled through, and you can get quite far. You've gone back, Brain, to try and help him.
Yeah.
He's like, and Balor is done. It has compressed his clothes. It has made him uncomfortable. It is not, the soot of the forge is one thing, but dirty dirt from the cave is another.
Let me help you a little bit here.
No, there's no help.
Hold
There.
my.
So Dana's going to recall a book about the Eastern masters who used to contort their bodies in strange ways, almost popping joints out of place. And he remembers, the instructions on how to do it. So I'm going to I'd like to spend my 3 willpower points for adaptive.
Okay.
To use evade instead of acrobatics.
Okay.
And I get that at a boon because I left my extra equipment, right?
Yes.
That's good, because the first one's a fail. And the second one's a demon. And I got a third one because they're helping me, yes?
Yes.
So I rolled a 19, a 20.
You should probably burn that tower.
And a 6.
Okay.
Yay.
Just when you think you may have broken your collarbone, you sort of snap it and it goes back into place and you shimmy through and sort of slide like a snake through there.
And you just, namaste.
Oh,
Corgan,
Yes, sir.
what do you do? The party is dissipating into this dark crevice. It sounds like some sort of whorehouse you've been to, but that's different, This is not the Velvet Chambers of Splendor. This is a damn horrible
It's certainly
cave.
not. It's certainly not. So I have a Bane on acrobatics.
Why?
I don't know. It says on my character sheet. Okay, it's not checked off. So does that mean I'll make it? Maybe it's just on. Thank goodness.
I would say it's just poor living. That's
Yes. So let's roll. Roll out.
Okay.
So you can roll 2 d20 because
I roll 2 d20.
yes, because presumably you left all your crap out.
You can roll 3 because they're trying to help. I believe someone's helping.
I'm keeping watch where I am on the other side of the tunnel.
It's kind of really hard because it is pure darkness. Like, you really aren't able to use your torches. You'll literally just have to go through by feeling.
Well, mostly I'm standing there waiting to scream in case anything touches my leg. How about that?
Okay.
so the only light would be from my circlet.
The only... Like
It glows faintly.
Does it go faintly all the time? I guess it is.
So
what is your acrobatic skill?
Yeah.
it's base. It's base.
Which is what value?
So you should have a 7. Should be your derived skill.
Okay. And
roll the d20 3 times and take the lowest one.
I got a 6.
Okay.
Well, there you go.
You're able to maneuver through.
Yay!
So, the question is, the party, do you take these successes and move forward, or wait there trying to help Balor get through? You can do that. I mean, you can all. I mean, I just want to know if you want to help him through, so he has a lot more. He can try one more time before he goes insane, if he wishes to do that. Or Balor, you could try the water.
I say, yeah, because my skills are so good.
If you try the acrobatics with them helping you, you get each one of them helping you adds a boon to your particular roll.
So we send a rope through. He ties the rope around himself, and we pull him.
Oh yeah, that's fucking brilliant. I can't contort my bones into fucking noodles like somebody here.
Like, can I go back
I already
through and then
failed.
help?
I already failed my rolls. I can't keep doing this.
Well,
Now-
we can just
You can push
take another 15 minutes, and we'll just try it. And I'll come back through, and I'll try and like guide you and move your hips the right
15
way.
minutes. I will meditate upon.
So you guys are all going to just sit there for 15 minutes?
Well, I think some of us could scout a little bit.
Yeah, somebody could scout ahead.
But yeah, I'll
This
stay
could
back
be
with
this
them.
this could be to a dead end cave.
Yeah, about to
which
say
is
it's a
not
dead
worth it.
end.
So here comes the question. Who is scouting ahead and who is remaining behind?
I'm staying behind.
I will scout ahead.
I'll join and scout ahead.
I'll remain behind to help.
Okay, so, all right. So the party is split.
Yeah, this will go well.
Okay. Those scouting ahead, you shift through the caves, and at certain points, let's maybe like no more than about maybe like 5 or 6 meters into this sort of cave, you can almost hear rushing water below you, almost like you could, like the floor is cold, like you could think you're actually traversing over that river, and you continue on. It continues. You reckon sort of north, maybe west. It's dark. You're just using your hands and fields, and slowly you're losing your orientation as far as where you are on the world. All you know is there is space behind you and space in front of you, as far as like along the wall. As far as the path, it's actually sideways, side to side, and you're moving sideways. And then it sort of abruptly turns. You're not sure which direction it turns, but it definitely turns. And who's in front of you two?
I'm in front.
Okay.
Like, I'm moving as cautiously as I can.
Okay.
I would call it sneaking.
Okay. And you are moving cautiously as you can, slowly moving and shifting and so forth. And let me just, I should probably roll for those guys.
Oh, I don't like the sound of that at all.
Remaining behind.
Inside voice, Malcolm.
No, sorry. Nothing is happening. It's all fine. Okay, we'll deal with that in a second. And you guys are sliding along, shifting and moving. And then you don't really see, it basically gets a little bit easier. And then your hand reaches out as you're moving in the darkness, and it definitely hits something strandy and sticky. It's not like wet sticky. It's more like a dry sort of like strands, and some of them break under your touch. Others stick to your fingers.
I just walked into a spider web.
Well, my dear.
Oh, that's what it was. I thought.
My dear, it's a lot of spider webs you've walked into. And behind you, Corgan keeps shifting along, moving towards you. You can hear his breathing as he's coming closer. And you're sort of like, you're at this sort of, I don't know, webs that you either break through or wait till he reaches you. You don't know. You can tell him to stop and go back.
Yeah, I'll say, Corgan, stop.
What? What's going on? I whisper back.
Do you have a means of starting a flame?
Yes.
You do. You just can't possibly do it in this squeezed position.
I'm thinking not lighting a torch. I'm starting because spiderwebs nice, burn like a flash nicely.
Yes, but you don't really have. Even with the flint, and it's getting it out, and it's probably in a very tight pouch, because most of your extra stuff is back there. You don't. You really can't maneuver in this sort of cave.
Gotcha.
You either have to emerge all the way out or go all the way back.
I don't want to break the web.
Meanwhile, as you guys are resting and sitting there, Dane, you notice something.
Oh.
Yes. At first you just thought it was just the musty smell of the actual cave. But you notice in the passage to the south is a slight sort of glow. It's almost like purplish in its nature.
I don't want to alarm anybody. There's something glowing in that cave over there. Is it moving or stationary?
You watch it for a while, it appears to be stationary.
I'm going to go investigate it.
Okay.
Okay, shout.
I've got my bow at the ready and circle it on.
Okay. Well, you have both ready, and you realize that you can only shoot at a very short distance because, like the cave to the north, it is a twisty, turny one. And you sort of lean, and then there is a puff. As some sort of cloud of spores erupts from the cave, engulfing you. Give me.
Oh no. You had to pick the dice the day that I'm using my not so great dice.
I'm sorry, I didn't realize it was a not so great dice. An opposed roll has the poisonous cloud engulfs you.
Okay, so there's no base, it's just roll versus roll.
I think it is. Let me look at poisons again. I always thought I had that here. I turned away. Thought I made poison deathly notes, but you know me, my old age, forgetting things. Cold, hunger, poison, con. You're trying to make your con. It's a contest of what I'm trying to roll and what you're trying to roll versus this con. So,
okay.
If you succeed, you will take only half.
Well, I rolled a 15, so.
What's your con?
Oh, con. Oh, I thought you said calm. C-A-L-M.
No, Constitution. Sorry.
I'm going to push that roll.
Okay. And what condition are you taking for this push?
I am going to take...
Probably scared.
Does it have to... It can be anyone, or does it be one of the physical ones?
You have to justify...
You just have to justify what you experience.
I'm going to take scared, if that's...
Okay. Mm-hmm.
A dragon.
Okay. I don't... You know what? Because the gods are kind.
Unlike Malcolm.
Unlike me. Normally, when you take this type of poison, you just simply take your damage on your next turn, but we'll just go with you are able to, you were holding your breath as it hit you, and you can exhale violently and don't inhale it at all. And the cloud drifts below your feet down to the ground. You don't ingest any of it at all. Spared. But you think that apparently, basically, you think even getting close to it with your light or warmth, you're not always sure if it's light or warmth. You think more than likely probably warmth of your body triggered it. Only because something in the dark probably wouldn't see very many things with light on them.
Don't go that way. Don't go that way. Don't go that way. I can't see what caused it, right?
Yeah, you actually did. It seemed to be some small little mushrooms. They're purple in color that sort of had a radiant sort of like the gills were all sort of a light violet blue that sort of glowed. And when you came close, they sort of constricted, releasing their spores out.
Okay, I'll come back. I'll tell myself as don't follow the glowing purple things. Don't.
And so what do you do, elf? Guardian of the night sky? Do you pass the webs, or do you go back the way you came and then try your luck with the river of ice?
I take my dagger and try and part the web.
You quietly slip your dagger from its sheath, piercing the web as the silvery blade slices through. It gives. At first silently, and then there's a slight ripping noise, and then it all falls away, you think, but it is very dark. But there's definitely a certain gust of wind, it's almost like a gust of wind, but you can tell it opens to a larger chamber. But it is dark, and you cannot see. Do you step forward into this chamber that you have cut a passage into?
First off, can I hear anything?
Why don't you give me an awareness roll?
Oh, the one thing I've got to be upping. So it's not too bad. 13. 13 on the nose. That's yes, I need it.
Stretch your ears, hoping to hear something. That is only you can hear the cave noises behind you. It's breathing, the sound of things. Maybe some rustling, but not much of anything else. It's quiet. What's actually kind of odd is it's almost
Too quiet.
quieter in here. Like sound is almost muffled a little bit.
I will cautiously step in.
Cautiously step into the much larger dark chamber.
Yes.
The first thing you notice is your feet don't touch the cave floor. It's like there's a carpet of some sort of mat. No, not mat. Maybe webs. But you have no light. It is just darkness.
So my foot doesn't fall on something firm?
No, it does. There's firmness under. There's ground underneath there, but there's a little bit
squishy.
of cushion. There's a little bit of cushion of some webbing, perhaps. And you can hear in the distance, somewhere beyond there, barely muffled now that you're in the central chamber, running water coming from the south.
I step immediately to the left of the cave entrance I came to, feeling along the wall.
It too seems to be covered with
Gross nastiness.
sticky, spun webs. But it is all dark.
I will whisper, Corgan, come to the entrance.
I approach cautiously, feeling my way.
And have your weapon ready. Now that
You'll need to get out in order to get your weapon ready. Unless it's a small dagger, you won't be able to do much inside that crevice.
No, I just want him at the entrance. And then I will strike my flint and tinder just to get enough light for a flash to get an idea
Why
of
don't you
what's...
give me... Okay. I was like, give me a... You splash the light, sparking... And that is... Well... It is while it is much bigger than the cramped, small crevices you were in, the chamber is... Well, from floor to ceiling, covered with thick, white webs that cover every surface. Some places sort of bulge out and bulge in, like you can tell, which is the indication of possibly some sort of passage behind them, but it has been partially covered. But that's all you see in a certain flash, unless you try and light a torch. You once again are plunged into darkness and think you might have heard something
Back up,
or felt
back
something.
Back up, go back down the tunnel, go back down the tunnel, back, Corgan, back down the tunnel, Corgan, go back down the...
Oh, can you make up your mind? Come from...
I don't want to be here alone, Corgan. Go back.
So, what do you do, Corgan? Did you come out of the cave? Did you wait there in the crevice, sideways, looking out thing, feeling the edge? Did you step out?
I'm still on the inside.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Okay.
Are you blocking me from getting back into the cave? This is what I'm asking you.
I'm doing the penguin dance back and forth because I'm trying to not be in the way, but every time I do it, get in the way even more.
Yeah, there's no way the two of you can pass one another. You're going to have to either come out and let her go forward, or go forward and let her follow you.
I awkwardly go ahead. I go forward to get out.
So you go out into the cave. Okay.
To make room. Yeah.
He emerges out. You can only tell that because he passes you as you're trying to get back in. He's coming out. And you are in the darkness, this dark area. You can feel that, once again, like I said, the floor appears to be covered with something. You suspect spider webs.
Then I grab the collar of his attire as I squeeze my way back into the cave. And
you can try to grab his collar. It is darkness. Neither of you can see the dark.
Well, I mean, I should have felt him come by.
You felt him come by, so you can try and grab him.
Yeah. That's what I'm going to try and do.
As you grab them, you hear the chittering of... As the walls almost seem to... You can feel them
as things move and are shifting, and the clickering of small little feet clattering all out of every orifice of the web, and this clicking of spiders and their mandibles as they descend and swarm all over you and the chamber. And you can try and escape through the crevice that took you so long and painstakingly to try and get through, or fight your way out in darkness, in the web, deep, deep in the earth.
At last, I have reached the tallest peak in all the world, where the wisest person lives. Finally, I'll get the answers I seek.
Welcome. I am the wisest person in the world. Ask me your question.
What is my purpose in life? What should I be doing to achieve pure happiness?
You must stream Game Master Monday.
Come again.
Game Master Monday, the bi-weekly podcast that plays a new one-shot in a new system in a new setting with a new cast every episode. Listening to their funny jokes and wild stories is the only path to happiness, my child.
Sick. I'm going to go home and binge the whole thing right now.
What a nice kid. Oh dear, he fell off the mountain. Now they'll never know how good Game Master Monday is.
And that's what we're in for this evening.
We're all gonna
That's
die.
a great
We're all
cliffhanger.
split up.
So to be fair, it's not we're all gonna die. Just really
Except
two
for
of us are
Bella,
gonna
who's
die.
like, I'm not going in any of these places. It's all
Oh,
bad.
I was outside like, what? It suddenly got very quiet in there. What?
You know, this is a perfect place to end it. Thanks for watching, everybody.
Thank you, everybody.
We gonna do our rolls?
Yeah, we should
We'll
do
do
our
our
rolls.
best,
So, but
I don't think we did our
just-
rolls
Just a
before.
little chat, real quick. This is like one of those situations where I haven't felt in a long time with a dungeon crawl. Is where it'd probably be better if we left the dungeon, regrouped,
Yep.
dragged a canoe over here, another rowboat, and like dragged it through the game. It's like, so I don't know if this is going to happen, but this is like the first time I've felt that as a player in a long time.
You're
that
punished.
If
you can't make the roll to get in, you're angry and furious, and you're like,
oh, it's great. I mean, I feel like, if it's like this crevice is like you can like barely squeeze through, and it's like and the rocks are digging into you, and you're just like you're covered in whatever moss and muck, and I can totally I get it.
And spiders about to eat
and
somebody.
for somebody who's crawled through a cave like that, and to have, it's
That's
pretty
your
spot
closet.
Yeah.
My character likes outside, so if she was already feeling claustrophobic in the small cave, and she got to the open space. She's, oh, this is great, but no, it felt more oppressive than the dungeon cave.
Well, good thing is that I can reuse those ass worm effects for the spiders. So
That's awesome.
Not the Perry dolphin ones.
no.
All right. Do you guys mind if I roll first? Because I gotta roll.
Yeah, so just the regular questions, guys. Of course, make note of any skills that you got a dragon or a demon on.
Did we roll from last session?
No, we did.
We didn't.
No, we did. We did. Sean wasn't here at the last session.
Sean was here, but we did.
All right.
We did at the beginning of the session,
didn't.
so we'll,
Okay. Wait, when I was here or when I wasn't here?
We will.
Now
have
you
to figure that
rolled.
out.
You're fine. You just.
Okay, I didn't miss anything.
No, you didn't miss anything. Sean
No,
did.
Sean did. That's okay.
Because we had
So-
Quiverwing and not Baylor.
Yeah. So if you roll a dragon or a demon on a skill, please make note of that and that skill so you can make your advancement rolls on that. Of course, the standard questions. Did you participate in the game session?
Yes.
Okay. Yes. Did you explore a new location?
Yes.
Yep.
Did you defeat one or more dangerous adversaries?
No.
Did you overcome an obstacle without using force?
With the sheep herders.
I was going to say yes,
I mean, we,
as far as fighting it, so I'll give you that.
Yes.
And did you give in to your weakness for those that it applied to?
Yes.
Did not apply to me, so no.
I don't think I really did.
I don't
this
think
week.
I really boasted this time.
I always give in to my weakness.
I actually, Nathan, I would say you did. Just
yeah, you did.
With the aplomb with which you plunged into the river, despite your utter lack of swimming ability.
Yeah. All right, so I got 3 this week.
That's fair.
Okay, so let's go and get your roll.
I'm going to try evade, which I have at a 15.
And don't forget the one you got the dragon on, even though it wasn't.
But that wasn't. That wasn't a skill.
That was a skill. Okay,
I rolled a 7, so I don't get it. Bows, which is a 15. Rolled another 7.
At least they're consistent.
I'm gonna try a myths and legends, which I have a 14, and I rolled a 14.
There you go.
So does that go up?
If it ties, I think it goes up. That's what we did last week.
Yeah.
All right, so that sounds good, and that's me. And thank you, everybody.
All right.
Thanks, Tyr.
See you, Tyr.
All right. See you next time.
Well,
All right.
Who's next?
I'll go last. I got to roll twice.
I will go then. So I will start with the demon in, which was spot hidden. So that's 11 to go with. Let's see, and I got a 2, so that does not go anywhere. Next I'll do acrobatics, which is an 8. And I got a 4. I feel very Sean-like today.
That's very good.
For number 3, I'll do evade, which is a 12. I got a 6. I'm gonna try. I'm gonna try bows just because that'll get me to 18. And I got a 20.
Woo!
There you go.
So you're gonna.
So that will get your skill to 18.
That'll get me my skill to 18.
Okay.
And then you get
Literally
to pick
the least expected one I got.
Okay, so now once you reach at 18, you've made the advanced roll. You can
what do I get?
You can get a heroic ability. You earn another heroic ability when your
Do
skill
they
increases.
have anti-spider sort of ability?
There is a number of them. I would suggest you look over the heroic abilities before you just look for the. I don't know if there's one that's. I looked and I do not see a specific anti-spider, but there's a number of ones that will work on spiders possibly.
So remember to tell us the beginning of next episode which one you picked, because Tim will have picked one by then also. So it'd be 2 of us that have gotten heroic abilities.
Yeah,
okay.
So just it's like starting on page 35. You just go through and look through all the ones, all the different
There's lots of
heroic
good
abilities.
stuff.
There's a lot of good stuff, And
I will take
Yeah, look at the defensive
though
stuff.
I would strongly suggest probably not Master Chef if you're looking to defeat spiders.
No.
Okay. So you, well, maybe. Okay.
Well, the rest didn't do shit, but that one was a good one. I'll take it.
Yeah,
okay.
So Tony, do you want to
Tony.
go?
yeah, I'd like to go against. I'd like to. Can I try to get a new skill like awareness?
So you should already have awareness at a base level.
Right.
Yeah. So then you just need to roll a 20-sided die and try and roll over that base level.
Over.
This is the only time you ever have to roll over your
yeah.
skill is only during advancement and experience.
Do we have to get trained by somebody
To get trained in a new skill?
Yeah.
I believe so. You can increase an untrained skill through experience, like this, by rolling until they're getting up. But you can't. But in order to get it to a trained level, I think you have to. Let me go back. I think you have to get trained by someone. Because I know that, for instance, his magics thing, he had to get it. We'll have to look into that. Knowledge ability.
So he'd just go up by 1, but if he actually got trained, he'd make a bigger jump, right? Something like that.
That's what I assume, but I will need to look into that.
Let me see if I can find it.
The base chances are free skill level that you automatically see on the table. Skill levels.
I left my books upstairs. Otherwise, I'd be looking up it also.
I'm looking myself. Yeah, that's what I've been looking at is the manual on Foundry. If you want to look at it there.
Actually, I'm not seeing.
Starting skill levels. In addition to the base chance, start with number of trained skills, 8, 10, or 12, blah, 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 blah.
Yeah, I'm not seeing experienced teacher. A shift of intense training with a teacher whose skill level is 15 or higher and exceeds your own gives you an additional advancement roll to improve a skill in question. Make the roll immediately without waiting for a session to end. However, the teacher can only raise a skill by one level by one. After that, you must improve the skill through experience before you can get another help from a teacher.
You can also
so you can go for experience teacher, experience teacher, and that's how you can go up. But they can only increase it by one.
Okay, well that's still good though. We should be doing that.
So it's a matter of just finding someone who's got a high enough skill in that, and it can be your own party members if they have a 15 or higher to skill. Like for instance, if someone wants to learn archery, they can learn it from Chris from Ziggy, from Chris's character.
Yeah.
You still can advance skill through experience.
Yeah.
But it's faster to do skill teacher.
Yeah. If we have time to.
If you have time, and that's something that can definitely happen. And also, for instance, if it's a skill that one of your party members doesn't have, it's also paying for the teaching, the instruction.
Yeah. Okay. That's good to know. Yeah. So you're gonna try to advance awareness there.
Yeah, I successfully did that one.
Okay. What's your next one?
I'm going to move over. I think I have 2 more rolls. The next one, I'm going to go to my weapon skills, which I have right now a 14 in axes.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to try to see if I can level that up. And I got a 2. And then
that's apparently a do not. That is not a do.
And I was going to go for evade, and I got a 6, so that was a failure as well. So that's me.
All right. I guess I'll go. I've got 4 different things. I'm going to start off with awareness. I've got an 8 right
Nathan,
now.
is the link in Discord for the...
Yep.
Yes, it is.
All right, gents. I'm going to sign off. Be well. Love you all, and I'll talk to you soon.
Take care, Tony.
All right, see you soon.
Much love to you.
Bye-bye.
Mwah.
No, tell us I love her more.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
So for awareness, I've got an 8. I rolled a 4, so that's a fail. Bushcraft, I've got a 3, so I better pass a 16, so I got that.
Well, sir.
Swimming, I've got a 7. I'm highly motivated to learn how to swim. Let me roll inside the box there, and I rolled a 7. So that will go up. And last but not least, I've got a 17 in sneaking, so I'm going to try and get that to 18. And roll a 13, so no.
And so that's one thing to think about, guys, that when you get up to 17 in a skill or a high skill, the teacher will really help as far as you might have a little less of a chance of getting success by rolling it, but you might be a teacher who automatically gives you 1 point.
I am far away from that.
That's a fine point.
You are pretty far, Sean.
But I'm better than all.
All right, so I'm done. So
you have 2 weeks worth of advancements to do, Sean. And
so I have 8, so I'll do 4 and 4 because I want to try and. So I'm going to try.
Are you sure it wasn't 9?
I think I did. I got a.
Because I know 1 week it was like 5 for everybody.
It was 5 because I got the dragon. So okay, so I'll do the 4 first for this week, and we'll start with acrobatics, which I have at a 5. Okay. And I rolled a 5. Wow. That's one right there.
Counts.
Yeah, it counts. That's one right there. Let's just move this up to 6. God damn it. It's unbelievable. Next, we'll do swimming. I think that's important. Then at 4, I rolled a 13. That goes up. All right. Then we'll do I'm going to work on raise my, shit. Spot hidden. I'm going to try and raise my spot hidden. It's a 13.
Okay.
And I rolled a 4. I do not. And I got one more roll. We're trying for my evades at a 4. And I rolled a 14.
Wait, your evades at a 4?
Yes. Mm-hmm. I tried to raise it 3 times in a row and failed on 3 different occasions. I have armor. I have armor.
Buy better armor.
I know.
You need to buy a plate or something.
Now, I know. Now I'm going to do my 5.
What you need are hirelings to surround yourself with. So that they take
I need more gold. I need more gold. I need minions.
Okay, now I'm going to start hiring hirelings to take damage because I will give them all the heroic ability of Weasel.
All right. So let me make another swimming roll. It's at 5 to get that up 1. 18. It'll be 6. No, that's good. Still low as shit, but whatever. I'm going to try and get my acrobatics up again. One more. And roll a 13. All right, so it's going up to 7. That's a lot better than 5. All right, I'm going to, 3 left. I'm going to roll my bartering, which is 3. 17. God damn, I'm actually making my rolls. 4, that's 3. I got 2 left. I'm going to put 1 into my swords, which is a 13, try to raise it to 14. And I rolled a 13. God damn, all right. Now I got 1 more. Let's see. I have no ranged weapons.
What about your mastery skill?
You mean crafting? That's
Yeah.
probably, I'm going to raise that up. I didn't even think of that. It's a 13. I'm going to try and get to 14. And I rolled a 17. Wow. This is the best I've ever freaking done. So it's up to 14.
What's it feel like?
Feels good, actually, to raise your skills.
Feels good to go.
This is like the first time I've raised my skills, like, ever. So I'll take it.
Good.
You're going to get to you're slowly approaching competence.
So, yeah, I know. Yes, no, I'm still adequate. No, not even. I'm almost adequate. But as my character evolves, I liked it like the Super Saiyan. I just glowed for a second, like something's happening to me. Must be my essence.
All right. Well, that was fun, guys.
It was fun.
Yeah. Thank you, Malcolm.
I'm loving the cave dungeon feel. I'm feeling a little freaked out, and especially looking at my willpower and my hit points and being cold.
I want to get the fuck out.
That's
Yeah. This is unpleasant
Yes,
the way
it is
caves should be.
unpleasant.
So,
Yes, and that was.
No, it's good. It's good.
Well, for anybody that's still watching this, thank you
so much.
And
I respect your
guys,
patience.
I will see you next week.
See you all next week.
Bye.
Thank you,
Take care.
everybody. Bye-bye.
All right. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Little over day. Can you hear that, guys?
Yeah, what the hell's that?
That is my garage door opening. We'll
Okay.
hold off until.
I thought it was you summoning your power.
I was going to say, that's my industrial vibrator.
Just give me a few seconds, guys. Yeah, he's gonna back
gotta
the
work
car in.
it's gotta
and
work
then close
itself
the
back
door,
out.
So it's gotta work its way out. Yeah. So.
Just FYI. There it is. Oh, there it is. Oh.
So good.
door.
So good.
Oh.
Oh, yeah.
Our ship is here.
Oh, yeah.
Hi, this is Matt, the co-host of the Advanced Age Role-Playing Gamers podcast, and you've been listening to our latest actual play, Mirth, Magic, and Mayhem, using the Dragonbane Ttrpg from Free League Publishing. based on the classic Swedish role-playing game Dragonbane. If you like what you hear, please follow, like, and subscribe to our YouTube channel and anywhere else you find podcasts. We also really appreciate feedback and chatting with folks, so feel free to tweet us, comment on our YouTube, or leave us a review so we can reach even more people. You can also visit our website at www.theaarpgs.com, where you can read more about the cast, listen to old episodes, and even shop our store for cool Geek Chic merchandise. This story features Malcolm and Nathan as co-GMs. Malcolm will also be playing the role of Karin, a halfling bard. Nathan will be playing the role of Brains, a Wolfkin thief. Our players for this story are Tyr as Dane Ringson, a human scholar. Sean as Baelor Banefire, a dwarven smith. Chris as Sigyn, an elven huntress. Anthony as Corrigan Stonehammer, a halfling fighter. And Tim as Quiverring, the Mallard Mage. Character artwork created by Nemesis to Anthony Cupo and friend of the show, Jody P. Schaefer, whose work you may recognize from Metacopolis, Marikari, Megas XLR, and MTV's Downtown. Contact him when the time is right. You'll know how and when. Music licensed through Dark Fantasy Studios and SoundCube. Sound FX by Nathan, using Krotos Weaponizer, Studio, and Dehumanizer, using libraries from Boom Library, SoundCube, Krotos, and his own recordings. So thank you again for taking time to sit down with us at our gaming table. And until next time, remember, you're never too old to roll.